Hey YouTubers, it's Platt here. Today we're continuing on our wine series. We're going to discuss another great white wine, the Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc is a green-skinned white wine grape, has its origins in the Bordeaux region of France, but today is grown all over the world in many of the great wine growing regions. The Sauvignon Blanc grape itself tends to produce a dry, crisp, refreshing wine, but the Sauvignon Blanc is also used, it's an important component in the dessert wine sauternes. If you've never had the wine or not sure what it's all about, basically what they do, or what happens to the grape, is something called noble rot. It's a grape fungus that attacks the grape and ends up dehydrating the grape. Basically, it ends up concentrating the sugars and ends up producing a really sweet, nice wine. And Sauvignon Blanc is an important component of that. Some of the Sauvignon Blancs produced in the New World, especially in California, also sometimes go by the name Fumé Blanc. So if you're in a liquor store, wine shop, whatever, and you see a bottle labeled Fumé Blanc, think Sauvignon Blanc. Some of the better examples of Sauvignon Blanc, especially in the New World, are produced in the Marlborough region of New Zealand. Over the last couple of decades, the New Zealand wine industry has really taken a big step forward, and some of their best wines are the Sauvignon Blancs that come out of that Marlborough region. So a lot of the New World Sauvignon Blanc producers were the early adapters of these screw caps you see now on a lot of wines. And part of the reason for that was, or maybe the major reason was, real cork was kind of their priority was to the old world European makers. Your French, your Spanish, your Italian winemakers had first dibs really on that cork. And so it became kind of a necessity for a lot of the new world winemakers to use. Also, it's kind of a little more practical because Sauvignon Blancs themselves are drank fairly young, and so you're not laying the bottle down for years on end for aging. Sauvignon Blanc really doesn't benefit from a lot of aging, so the cork was probably less of a necessity anyway. So they were the, like I said, early adopters of this screw cap. The Sauvignon Blanc grape itself, it tends to ripen late, or it tends to bud late but ripen early. Does real good in sunny climates, but not too hot. It's not quite the versatile grape of Chardonnay as far as being able to grow it everywhere, but still very versatile, and like I said, grown in a lot of the great wine growing regions of the world. Food pairing wise, we're going to pair this with cheeses, grilled asparagus, and sushi. The note with sushi, though, is there's a lot of varieties of sushi, so you're going to have to play around with what works a little bit, but those are kind of your general food pairing guidelines. The particular one we're going to try today is the Hogue 2015 Sauvignon Blanc. It's from the Columbia Valley region of Washington. Comes in at 13% alcohol by volume. Wine Spectator gave this wine an 87 score. This wine's a good example of American wines. I spoke in earlier videos that in the U.S. we label wines by the grape varietal. Merlot, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay. But because something's labeled, in this instance Sauvignon Blanc, doesn't mean it's 100% Sauvignon Blanc. In the U.S. it has to be at least 75% of that grape to be labeled. This particular example, we have 90% Sauvignon Blanc and 10% Semillon. So just something for you to know. Sometimes on the bottle they'll denote the blend. Other times you might have to go on their website. I don't believe in the bottle here it mentions it, no, but you can find it on the website. But just be aware that sometimes another grape's blended in there, but at least 75% of it is that grape. So let's give this a try. This gives me a little, almost like a crisp, dry apple cider nose to it. Maybe just a real light hint of honey. Let's give her a taste. that is nice. Very little, but just slight sweet punch forward. Again, it's different in mouthfeel than beer that sometimes can hit all that. There's no bitter aftertaste. This is real light as far as viscosity wise. Goes down easy. Shorter-ish on the finish. Does not linger. The crispness, though, kind of gets your saliva glands going just a little bit. It's not highly acidic in any way, but the crispness, you know, does kind of work on your saliva glands. That's just real nice, pleasant, crisp apple. It's kind of what I'm getting, like a crisp green apple. Overall, this seems like a real nice summer sipper. Like I said, I could see having that with like some grilled vegetables or something like that. Kind of an outdoor barbecue type thing. Overall, real nice wine. Like, sticks to its time as far as just dry, refreshing, crisp. Good wine. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Any comments, questions, or concerns, you can leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Well, until next time, bottoms up.